The Blues strengthened their grip on third place following an emphatic win at Turf Moor. Watch until the end of this review to hear all of my thoughts on yesterday's match. Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my review of the match that took place yesterday afternoon at Turf Moor in the Premier League between Burnley and Chelsea, which Chelsea ended up winning by 4-0. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this review is that firstly, I'll run you through the lineup that was fielded by Thomas Tuchel at the start of the match. I will then be giving you guys my thoughts on the match, and as always I'll be breaking it down into the first half and the second half, and I will be giving you guys the positives and the negatives once I've given you guys my thoughts on the first half and the second half. And lastly, I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on Chelsea's upcoming Premier League fixture that will be taking place next Thursday at Carrow Road against Norwich City, with kickoff at 7:30 PM UK time. So without further ado, let's get straight into this review. So we shall begin this review by taking a look at the lineup that was fielded by Thomas Tuchel at the start of yesterday's match against Burnley. And as always, we're going to begin by talking about the formation that was chosen. And in the case of yesterday's starting lineup, it was a 3-4-3/3-4-2-1. And in terms of the personnel that Thomas Tuchel fielded, he went with Edouard Mendy in goal. The back three was made up of Trevor Chalobah in the right centre-back position, Thiago Silva in the centre of our back three, with Antonio Rudiger in the left centre-back position. So that was the back three that started yesterday's game against Burnley. The midfield four, of course, including the two wing-backs, was Reece James in the right wing-back position, N'Golo Kante and Jorginho occupying the two central midfield positions, with Saul Niguez playing as a makeshift left wing back. So that was the midfield four, and the front three was made up of Mason Mount, who was deployed in the right forward position at the start of the match, Kai Havertz up front, and Christian Pulisic in the left forward position. So that is the lineup that Thomas Tuchel fielded at the start of yesterday's Premier League match against Burnley. We shall now move on to my thoughts on the match itself. Now I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the match, and yes, I will begin with my thoughts on the first half. And I have to say that Burnley made a great start to the match. They pressed us really well. They forced us into making mistakes, and as the first half went on, they actually generated some really good chances. And I have to say that they did manage to get in behind us with ease on certain occasions in that first half. I actually thought that they targeted our left-hand side really well, because they must have known that Saul Niguez is not a natural wing-back, and they did get in behind him on a couple of occasions and generated some glorious chances. There was one where they hit the ball over the bar, and there was one where Edouard Mendy Edouard Mendy didn't punch the ball in the way that he would have wanted to, and they managed to get a chance that did end up getting blocked by Thiago Silva on the line. But they did have some very good chances. As for us, we didn't create too much, and that was testament to the way Burnley played. That was testament to the way Burnley played from a defensive point of view. I actually thought they were really solid in the first half from a defensive point of view, and they really should have scored. But as for us, we really didn't create too much. I can't even remember us having a clear-cut chance in that first half. I mean, we got into dangerous positions, and even then we struggled to do that. But when we did, we got into those positions and we didn't create anything. I mean, Reece James did get into advanced positions, but there wasn't anyone in the box for him to cross the ball to. So yeah, that was pretty much the story of the first half from us. But yes, overall, not a great first half at all, and we were lucky to not concede in that first half, because we did give Burnley some great opportunities. But yes, in terms of my thoughts on the second half, goodness me, it was a great start to the second half. Um, I mean, it was a great second half, but I'll summarize later on. But yes, we made a great start to the second half, and um, it was rewarded by a fantastic goal by Reece James. He got the ball down our right hand side, of course, took on the Burnley player that was directly in front of him, got past him, and just fired it into the far corner. And the keeper who was in the goal for Burnley had no chance of saving that. It was hit really well, and when the ball hits the side netting, it's always going to be difficult for the keeper to stop it from going in, or when the ball is going towards the side netting, it's always going to be difficult for the keeper to save it. And it was a great goal. And for me, in the first half, I actually thought that Reece James was our best player, so you can definitely argue that he deserved that goal. Um, but yes, great goal. Shortly after that, we got the second through Kai Havertz, and this was a brilliant team goal. Christian Pulisic got the ball down our right hand side. I cannot remember who gave the ball to him, but he got the ball down our right hand side. He then crossed it to Kai Havertz, who was in acres of space in the box, and Kai Havertz just headed it into the back of the net. It was a great header. Kai Havertz is someone who's actually really good at that. And funnily enough, his last goal before the goal he scored, or the first goal he scored at Turf Moor yesterday, was against Burnley. And guess what type of goal it was? It was a header. But anyways, I don't know why I did that gesture, but anyways, it was a great goal. And 2 minutes after that, we got the third, and it was through Kai Havertz. Um, the ball came into the box from our right hand side. I think it was Reece James who put the ball into the box, and it did go slightly behind Kai. Sorry, it went. It was sorry. The cross was slightly behind Kai Havertz, but thankfully he managed to tap it in with his standing foot or his trailing leg, whichever one you guys want, and he couldn't miss really. But yes, that was the third goal, and at that point it was probably game set and match. But the reason why I'm not saying that it was game set and match, because it's Burnley, they have been really good recently, but in the 68th minute we got the fourth through Christian Pulisic, and I have to say that the ball into the box wasn't the best because it did hit a Burnley player and it did go behind Christian Pulisic, but James Tarkowski hit it towards Christian Pulisic, and it was, um, and he did do so inadvertently. But yes, Christian Pulisic got the ball, and again he couldn't miss. He really couldn't miss, and he just fired it into the back of the net. And at that point, it was game set and match, to be honest. But after that, we did look to get more, but we really didn't need more, and we just more goals. That is, we just shut up shop. We didn't allow Burnley to create anything after that, and we got the job done. It was a great win, a great performance in the second half, especially. It was night and day um, in terms of the first half and the second half, and overall, it was a deserved win. In terms of the positives and the negatives that I took from the match, two positives, one negative. The first of the two positives that I took from the match is that Reece James was the best player on the pitch and deservedly picked up the Man of the Match award. Um, if I'm not mistaken, he contributed to all three goals. I'll have to double check this, so do not quote me on this, but he had a great game. In the first half, he was getting forward really well, and he just didn't have the options in the box to try and target with his crosses. But yes, he was the best player on the pitch, and his goal um, secured that, in my opinion. But yes, he definitely was the best player on the pitch. The second and final positive that I took from the match is that it was a brilliant second half performance. It was almost a carbon copy of the game against Luton Town in the FA Cup fifth round, where we were pretty poor in the first half and were completely dominant in the second half. Um, that's all I can say on it, really. But we do need to have more complete performances, because we do have some crucial games coming up against tough opposition, against teams that are fighting against relegation, i.e. Norwich City and Newcastle United. They're both fighting relegation, and they are actually our two upcoming Premier League games. So we will have to have more complete performances if we are to get anything against them. But yes, it was a brilliant second half performance, and um, yeah, we shall now move into the negative, and sadly, there has to be a negative. And the only negative that I took is that the only negative that I took from the match is that we got away without conceding in the first half. Honestly, we did get caught out defensively in that first half, but thankfully, um, Burnley didn't take their chances, and thankfully, on certain occasions in that first half, we saw some brilliant defensive actions um, be taken, and yeah, that's all I can say. But that is it for my thoughts on the match. Please, guys, do drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, I'll do my very best to respond. Now, to finish off this review, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on Chelsea's upcoming Premier League fixture that will be taking place next Thursday at Carrow Road against Norwich City, with kickoff at 7:30 p.m. UK time. Honestly, we need to win this game if we are to um, maintain our grip on third place in the Premier League table. It will not be easy because Norwich City are fighting against relegation, like I've said already. But I expect us to at least score in this game, and hopefully we get the job done, because teams coming up against teams that are fighting against, sorry, facing teams that are coming up against or fighting against relegation is never easy, and we've seen it against Norwich City in the past. Um, but yes, hopefully we get the job done, but we'll just have to see. That's all I can say. That is it for this review. I'll see you all very soon. Come on, you Blues. Come on, Thomas Tuchel, and peace.